Hey, how's it going, plant-based runner? Coach Kyle here, and welcome to video 4 in my series for new, for beginner, for future vegetarians or vegans. Just giving some tips, some tricks, some things I wish I would have known a decade ago. If you missed the first 3 videos in this series, don't worry about it. Check them out after this video. But today we're going to talk about some tips, some tricks that the Plant-Based Runners Unite group has provided me that they thought you should know. So if you want to check out that group, it's linked to in the show notes for this. It's nice, just a good group of people, plant-based runners on Facebook. We'd love to have you there if you're on Facebook and if you're a runner. So I picked some good ones out of the Plant-Based Runners Unite group, and I want to kind of show them to you and take just a few seconds to kind of talk about my thoughts and suggestions and experiences on these comments. So first off, we have Martha here, and she says that to make your own food choices. Don't let others decide what is right for you. You may get a lot of grief from those who think the only way to get enough protein is by eating meat. On the other hand, if you want to be vegan 29 days of the month, but enjoy a beef burger on day 30, that's okay too. And I think that's right. In one of the earlier videos in this series, I talked about how you're gonna mess up. And don't worry about it. It's gonna be fine. You're either gonna mess up and find out about it, you're gonna mess up and never find out about it. And sometimes you're going to just want a burger. And I think I went vegetarian for health reasons, but ethically, environmentally, and for your health, if you're vegetarian 29 days out of the month, that's helping, that's benefiting all of those reasons to go vegetarian. And if you have a burger once a month, it's gonna be okay. Patrick here said something really interesting. He said that the concept of a main dish is a pretty meat-based Western concept. Tapas style or just multiple side dish dinners are great. And I agree with him. It's very Midwest, it's very American, I think, that a steak or the burgers are most 51% or more of the meal, when in fact, it really doesn't have to be. Next up we have John Rice here, and he's somebody I've actually coached in the past. And he said, one thing I wish I could tell my past self during my first few years as a vegan would be to not worry so much about protein. Just eat a variety of healthy vegan foods and you'll get plenty of protein. And that is totally true. I always tell my clients, I have a degree in nutrition, I coach 40-some runners all over the world. And I tell them that if they're eating enough food, and it's coming from primarily whole food sources, not like junk food calories, they're probably getting enough protein in. Danny said that, make sure you're getting enough iron. She stopped eating meat at the drop of a hat and had no clue what she was doing. Her iron levels would drop and she was done for the day. Spinach smoothies saved the day. And that's a good thing, is that you're gonna come across people, articles, etc., telling you that you need a supplement. And even omnivores have plenty of room for improvement. So it's not purely a vegetarian or a vegan problem that they might be deficient in vitamin D, or for a vegan, maybe B12. But be aware of this. Use a cast iron skillet. Take a vegan multivitamin. Cover your bases. But again, if you're eating enough whole food, plant-based food sources, you're probably going to be getting most of the nutrients, the macronutrients, vitamins, minerals, calories, protein that you need. Monica dropped a good one when she said, don't judge your progress by the first few weeks. Your body adjusts, there will be discomfort. Some people may label the discomfort negatively, which will make it easier to resume their previous, less healthy way of living. And this is a good reminder that your gut microbiome has been fine-tuned to what you've been eating for the last 20 years. So if you go cold turkey vegan, there's gonna be an adjustment period. And sometimes what I see people do is they go vegan or vegetarian and they drastically change their diet. When in fact, you could go as simple as slowly cutting out butter, milk, for soy milk, for oat milk, for vegan butter alternatives, vegan cheese alternatives. You can make that process slowly over time if you want to. Kenna here said a good one. She said, eat before you go to parties, whether it's a restaurant or a house. She was a maid of honor at a wedding with no vegan options. People are not going to think of you. And that is true, especially as a new vegan or vegetarian. You're really sometimes going to be on your own. Eat before you go out to a party or a restaurant. Check the menu. check with whoever's hosting, just see what options are available. Bring something. Brianna here said that, this is somebody else I've coached in the past, don't be embarrassed about bringing your own food. Totally. She grew up on a dairy farm and knew there would always be meat dishes, so she brings her own food with her back to the farm for family get-togethers. And I think that the longer you're vegetarian or vegan, your family, your friends will adjust. I mean, when we go back home to the dairy farm, ex-dairy farm, it's just a farm now in South Dakota, or if we go out to eat with friends or family at their house or a restaurant, they actually take the steps to make sure where we're going it has vegan options. Or my parents, bless their hearts, they cook fully vegan, like fajitas, and they get the vegan pizza or vegan taco meat if we're gonna have a taco bar. And it's really cool seeing eventually over time as your family adjusts to this, that they start taking the first steps. They do it for you. We went out to a cabin a while back, and somebody who I have only met twice made us vegan breakfast burritos instead of the non-vegan options, and that was really great. So early on in your process, when your parents might not get it, they might not even know what a vegan is, you're gonna be on your own, and you have to prepare for that. And here Maren, who's somebody I currently coach, she said, don't go crazy with the beans right off the bat. You will think your body hates being vegan and your family will be disgusted. And yeah, that's true as well. I don't actually eat a ton of beans. I think that as an earlier vegetarian, I did default to beans quite a bit. But now as my, the menu here at home has expanded, we've kind of moved away from beans. We still eat them a few days a week, but there are other alternatives to beans out there, believe it or not. And Amanda, who is another ex-client of mine, said that gelatin. I knew it wasn't vegetarian, but it's one of those things that other people don't know, like marshmallows, Pop-Tarts, gummy bears, jelly beans. And I talked about that in one of the previous videos in this series, where things that you never would have thought weren't vegan aren't vegan. Like she said, marshmallows, Pop-Tarts, gummy bears, things that, it's not just the hamburger and the hot dogs that are not vegetarian. There's soup might have beef stock in it. Suddenly, soup is no longer vegan. So this was kind of a montage, a collage of different tips, tricks from the Plant-Based Runners Unite group for what they wish they would have known as an early vegetarian or vegan, or what they would want to tell themselves or pass on to you. So if you want in this group, go to the link below. Plant-Based Runners Unite is a really cool group of plant-based running folks. Can't find a better group of people. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to use that comment section below in the video here. I love having little discussions with people. Check out the other videos in the series. I'll link to them straight away after this video right here. And as always, thanks for watching. Plant-Based Runners Unite.